in order to do business with you. They break open your house one time, they rape your mother, they rape your father, they rape your brother, they rape your sister, they rape your auntie, they rape your auntie, they rob you of all your jewels, they take your car if you have a license firearm, they take your firearm, and they go on with that. And those that are supposed to vote for this bill, for the next year, you all are pleased and it's okay with that. What are they smoking? You cannot come and tell Saieed, well, hear this now. Saieed, mass mandatory, here we go. It come to an end. And then you come and tell me, here we go on Saieed. If you go to the supermarket, the grocery, or the malls, you have to wear your mask. Saieed, if you go to a pharmacy, you have to wear your mask. Saieed, if you're traveling, you have to wear your mask. If you're in the transportation hub, you have to wear your mask. If you're going to church side, you have to wear your mask. If you're in the school side, you're wearing your mask. If you go to a barber salon, you go to the theater, you're wearing your mask. Which dum-dum in Trinidad and Tobago will go in a theater and buy a popcorn and a juice and sit down and wear a mask? Thanks! If every councillor go through their constituency, do video clips like this and send it for us, I'm gonna be so happy just to play it on our program on a Wednesday night. You know why I would be happy? I will be filled with joy in my heart. You know why? Because the councillor is getting off their butts and they are actually going and doing some live video shoots. Real Talk took the initiative to find out suppliers of wheat in the world that National Flour Mill could go to. So now Romano is saying the company is not going to raise any price in the near future. Why? Why? Is it because the S-boss and they realize now that, hey, it is in the public domain that we could go right Mexico and buy flour and wheat? We could go right China and buy wheat? I am about change. And thus far, Real Talk is very effective in Trinidad and Tobago, coming towards making changes for the citizens. Public Utility Minister Marvin Gonzalez have urged the population to appreciate and be grateful for the availability of the utilities. This, as Gonzalez recalled, time in his life when he had to fetch water using a bucket from a nearby river. Gonzalez, I want you to understand something. I want you, Mr. Gonzalez, to understand something. You are being paid thousands of dollars by public utility, by the finance ministry, to govern WASA. Come on. To govern WASA, I want you to understand that you ain't going in no office for no free code. You are being paid. Do not tell me that I, Saieed, have to be grateful for the water I get it. Let me tell you something, Gonzalez. Every 4 months, I have to pay $400 and I get water once a bloody month. So don't come on a media briefing and say, Saieed, you have to be contented. You have to be happy. Marvin, the next best thing for you to do is to resign and get the hell out of here. Saieed Ali. I am your host, Saeed. We do want to thank you for joining us, viewers. Today, let me tell you something. The PNM is in Bacchanal. Bacchanal. What we gonna do? What we gonna say? We just had to listen. We just had to hear the outcome. And by tomorrow or later on tonight, we're gonna know who is endorsing who. Thus far, days after Stuart Young was chosen as Prime Minister Dr. Keith Rowley's successor at the parliamentary retreat in Tobago, he is now in limbo as several MPs who were in the caucus are said to now be refusing to endorse him on a document indicating he will have majority support in the House of Representatives when Rowley eventually steps down. Cabinet sources stated that the leader of government business, Camille Robinson-Regis, started canvassing MPs yesterday to get their signature for the document, which will be forwarded to the president eventually. But sources said, as Robinson-Regis began attempting to physically obtain the signature on the MPs who participated in the recent vote, she met some hurdles. According to Chapter 5 of the Constitution, the deal that deals with the appointment of ministers where there is occasion for the appointment of a prime minister, the president shall appoint as prime minister a member of the House of Representatives who is a leader in the House of the party which command the support of the majority of members of the House. It is therefore critical that Young receive the majority backing from as many MPs when the time comes for him to be installed as the next Prime Minister. The lack of signature on the endorsement letter could now throw a wrench in the leadership transition, which Rowley assured would be smooth. So Trinidad and Tobago is Bacchanal right here now. You know, what I don't understand is that at the retreat in Tobago, you voted yes to support Stuart Young. You got 11 votes for Stuart Young and 9 for the other person, I believe is Camille. Now, today now, big Bacchanal, big uproar, some of the same MPs who endorse him in the voting decides now, you know what? We're not going to endorse him today. What changed within that few hours? 11 o'clock you endorse him. 3 o'clock you decided to change your mind. What caused that? What caused that big Bacchanal there? That they don't want Stuart Young anymore. They're not going to throw their support behind him. Mind you, they are all MPs. They are all MPs. Member of Parliament. The PNM administration. Just like that, they support. They decided we're not going to do it anymore. Previously, Robinson-Regis denied that there was no friction or animosity within the party, despite the fact that almost half of its members of Parliament did not support Stuart Young to succeed Dr. Rowley as Prime Minister. There was confirmation that the count was 9 voted for Beckles and 11 for Young. Robinson-Regis said she could not say if Penelope Beckles was disappointed, but she did put her full support behind Stuart Young. Listen to this.
I have not heard of any animosity. It was fair. You did say what the vote was, and it shows that we have people within our ranks who could lead if the Prime Minister resigns, as we said. But the majority, as far as I recall, 11 continues to be more than 9, and the majority.
Have you spoken with Mrs. Beckles Robinson? How is she right now? Today?
She's fine.
Disappointed or?
Well, I wouldn't be able to say that, but she did make a speech after, and she put her full support behind Minister Young.
Trinidad and Tobago, what could cause this bacchanal? What could cause this bacchanal? It's sad to say, you know. It's sad to say. It's really, really sad to say, but we have to understand. We have to understand. Were there rifts with the members of the PNM government way before this retreat? Were there things being done behind doors that the public don't know about and only the MPs of the party knew about? Hence the reason why they have decided not to support Stuart Young as the Prime Minister. The only thing could come out of this is MPs coming out and voicing their opinion as to why they are not going to support Stuart Young as the successor of the Prime Minister. All those who said, you know what, we're not going to throw our support behind him, they actually have to come out and say now, well, why we are not supporting Stuart Young is because of this, is because of that, is because of the next, and we feel that our support, he would not listen to us, he would not take us serious. Probably something happened that anger passed between members, but because of the fact that Prime Minister Dr. Saieed Ali governs the party, they had to zip them out. That is the only thing we could assume. That is the only thing. But nevertheless, viewers, Prime Minister Dr. Saieed Ali has officially named Stuart Young as his successor, touting Young leadership, ability, and readiness to steer the nation. Young, who has served in several high-profile roles, including Minister of Energy and Energy Industries Minister, the Minister of National Security, and the Minister in the Office of the Prime Minister. Listen to this.
Minister Young has been in government now for, this is going into our 10th year, operating out of the Office of the Prime Minister, where he would have seen the government close up and would have participated in the government. I have seen him at work on many very detailed and technical assignments, and he has not only done the job but has distinguished himself. I have worked very closely with Minister Young, and while many other members of the cabinet could also have been considered, I have no doubt that Minister Young's experience, his dedication, and his commitment to the people of Trinidad and Tobago will ensure that during the period that he has the responsibility for being Prime Minister, he will continue to put the people of Trinidad and Tobago's interests first, and his competence and experience will allow us to get the best of an officer in that position.
So now Trinidad and Tobago. It was also made clear that while Young will take over as PM, the PNM political leader position will be finalized at a convention in September. Rowley said the selection of Young will be in line with constitutional provision with the president appointing the new Prime Minister based on who command the majority in the House of Representatives.
That's the Prime Minister position. What about political leader?
Well, the political leader matter comes up with respect to a convention, because once the resignation is effected, as I told you early on, that is a matter involving the president and an appointment in the context of the majority in the parliament. So while we did have some senators here who are ministers, they did not take part in the process because that is a lower house matter for elected members. So at the time of dealing with this matter of who would support and who would be supported, that was handled purely by the House members. A convention will take place in the PNM, and we've discussed it, and the earliest that we expect to have that convention is the end of September. I think September 20, what's the last Sunday in September? That's the 28th, I think it is. I think it's the 28th, September 28th. So that would allow the party members to weigh in. And of course, in the meantime, we would have dealt with the vacancy that would have been created, and the presidential appointment deals with that. And it's going to go very smoothly.
So now Trinidad and Tobago. Before stepping down, Rowley said he will complete a few commitments as a final task of one of his key responsibilities will be attending the CARICOM meeting in Barbados on February 19th. He also has to finalizing certain matters, including those related to security. Rowley said after the CARICOM meeting, he will announce the exact date of his departure.
There are a couple of things that I'm still committed to doing before I come out of office. One of which is to attend the CARICOM meeting in Barbados. That is on the 19th of February. And sometime after that, I would indicate the actual date when I leave. But I'm busy on some matters that I'm wrapping up. I don't want to just walk away and leave things that I could do easily for somebody else to do with more difficulty. So I am pretty much winding up these matters. That would be my last CARICOM meeting. And I am chairman of a couple of positions there. I want to make sure that, one, they now know that I'm going, and two, what we are able to do in some element of closing off. So that meeting is taking place in Barbados. Prime Minister Motley will be chairing, and I would wrap up some matters that I'm having hand on security and also West Indies cricket matters. And after that, I come back to Trinidad and Tobago. There are a couple of things here that I'll wrap up at home, and I should be ready for Carnival and ready for moving out of this position.
Now viewers, on calls for Fitzgerald Hines to be fired, Rowley stated that Hines was working for the people of Trinidad and Tobago. Now listen to this interesting saying.
I am not going to respond to the opposition on who should or should not be fired. A person holds an office in a cabinet, in a government that has the authority to be government, and a prime minister makes appointment to the cabinet. The opposition's hatred for people is not part of my management portfolio. The opposition's vitriol against individuals, the opposition's position that our crime problem is a Fitzgerald Hines problem, I don't subscribe to that. Because I know they don't view me in any way different to the way they view Fitzgerald Hines. I mean, as a matter of fact, I think they spend more time saying that I should go. So if that is all the opposition can contribute to the national debate, I've said to you all before, that they are pathetic. They have nothing to contribute. What is it about Fitzgerald Hines that Fitzgerald Hines works in the cabinet, he's working for the people of Trinidad and Tobago, and the fact that they don't agree, the system allows them not to agree.
Now, I want you all to understand something. He said Fitzgerald Hines is working for the people of Trinidad and Tobago. Fitzgerald Hines also said it is not his job to make the citizens of Trinidad and Tobago feel safe. Now, did anybody in the PNM administration put Fitzgerald Hines in his place for making a statement like that? You are the Minister of National Security. It is your high-profile job to make sure that the people who are designated under you, Mr. Hines, carry about their job. Your job is to make sure that those people do their jobs. Because at the end of it, they're not going to blame the police, you know. They're not going to blame the police. They're going to blame the Minister of National Security, lack of performance. That is what they're going to do. You see, the Commissioner of Police, Ola, she carries all the blame for TSC, for Trinidad and Tobago Police Service. Why am I saying this? That is the commissioner. That is the commissioner that's supposed to have daily briefing with different departments throughout Trinidad and Tobago, as in what is their plan. We hearing so and so taking place. What going on? What going on in South? What going on in Labre? What going on Point 14? What going on Grandi? What going on Guaya? What going on Port of Spain? You have commanders under the Commissioner of Police. You have people in place, but yet there is so much crime in Trinidad and Tobago. Yes, the murder toll rose over 600 in 2024. These were murders, but there were other incidents. You all have all the intelligence concerning gangs. You all could get all the intelligence into which gang murder who. You all have all the information. How many gangs there? How many people there? Who are the gang leader? Who are the people involved? And what? And what? When a gang reprisal is about to take place in Trinidad and Tobago, you all know exactly who gang going for who. You all know that. But then, you know what we would say? They are gangs, man. Let them kill out one another. Yeah, and that's it. That's it. So viewers, we are going for a short commercial break. But before we go for that break, Real Talk Financing is giving you the citizens of Trinidad and Tobago for the month of January 2025. We're giving you something new. We are giving you what no banks are giving you. No financial institution in Trinidad and Tobago is giving you 5% on fixed deposits for the month of January 2025. Once you open a fixed deposit with us, viewers, you're going to get 5%. And the good thing about it is your interest up front. So call your friends, call your family. For the month of January 2025, Real Talk Financing is giving you 5% on a fixed deposit. Take advantage of this opportunity, viewers, because it may never come along, or it may never come around, or you wouldn't hear about it again. You understand? So go to your bank, check out what you have, bring it to Real Talk Financing, and get your 5% interest only for the month of January. We are going for a short commercial break, but when we come back, there's lots more.
We'll be right back.
Tired of wasting precious time at the bank applying for a loan, only to be denied? We understand your frustration. Here at Real Talk Report Companies, we take a different approach. Contact Saieed, Managing Director of Real Talk Report Companies and licensed moneylender at 238-6716, 242-7690 or 339-1670. Feel free to visit our office at number 14 Carney Savannah Road, Chaguanas, or number 132 Superior Road, Victoria Village, San Fernando.
Throws you a curveball, and you need a clear path forward. Trust Real Talk Wrecking Service to get you back on track. Whether you're stuck on the roadside or dealing with an unexpected breakdown, our 24/7 wrecking service is just one call away. Fast response, reliable towing, and a team that's got your back. At Real Talk Wrecking Service, we don't just tow, we rescue. Real Talk Wrecking Service, your lifeline on the road to recovery.
At Real Talk Studios, we dedicate our time to highlight the glaring issues we face within our community. Catch us live every Wednesday between 7 to 8 p.m. Real Public Concern. Because your concerns are meant to be heard. Send your email to realpublicconcerns@gmail.com.
Welcome back.
Welcome back to Real Talk. As I said before the break, Real Talk Financing is giving you 5% on a fixed investment when you open with Real Talk. Now, we are the only financial institution in Trinidad and Tobago. We are licensed. We are the only one that is offering you a 5%. This was a demand by the citizens of Trinidad and Tobago. 5%. Board have met, they have talked, and you know what? We are going to offer you for the month of January 5% on fixed. Remember that, viewers? Only at Real Talk. Like I said, we will meet and match any fixed deposit there is in any financial institution in Trinidad and Tobago. Very soon, we're going to have Real Talk Credit Union in Guyana. I am also having talks with individuals across there. Very soon, we'll be in Barbados. And the third stop will be in Dubai. Why am I blessed? Why am I blessed? Touch not the Lord's anointing, nor do my prophet no harm. You shall be like a tree that is planted by the waters, and you will what? Bear fruit in your season. In your season. The 19th of March, 2025 will make it about 8 years. We are on the network. And one thing I am proud to say, Trinidad and Tobago, is that we have never asked for an ad to run on Real Talk. That is one thing I could boast about. And I'm boasting on that in God's presence. Because God was the only person, or God is the only spirit, as we say, to make it happen like that. Everybody else, all TV station, all kind of they offering you, all shows, all kind of offer they giving you to run ads. But today I am proud to say, proud, today being January, Real Talk has not asked, not one person, nor one company to run an ad with us. With us, I am thankful for that. I am truly thankful to God for that. That will show you, viewers, this alone will show you how stable we are. This alone will show you that we are on solid ground. We don't have to ask. 8 years on Synergy program, live from 7 to 8, no ads. When you're solid, you're solid. Yep. When you're solid, you're solid. So hence the reason why, when the board met with a demand from the public side, give me 5%. The board sat, we talked, we negotiated for days, and you know what? 2025, January, 5% on fixed deposit. Remember that. We are also licensed to lend, viewers. So if you're looking for cash borrow, it's not a problem. Contact our office. Our office numbers will be on screen shortly. Contact our office. Set up an appointment. We have 2 locations. number 14 Carolina Savannah Road in Shoguners. Also on 25 Cipero Street in San Fernando, viewers. Come up, sit with our people, our clerks, have a discussion. Anything you want to find out, they are well trained, both officers, Central and Shoguners. Remember that, viewers. Only us, only Real Talk, giving you that. So as we continue our program tonight, Opposition Leader Kamala Prasad Bisasa have called the announcement of Stuart Young to replace Dr. Keith Rowley as Prime Minister undemocratic. Prasad Bisasa said the PNM was taking the path of US President Joe Biden and his Vice President Kamala Harris by undemocratically appointing Stuart Young as his successor to be the Prime Minister. Kamala said Rowley leaves behind a legacy of failures and nothingness.
The PNM replaced a lazy, greedy, selfish old man with a equally lazy, greedy, selfish young man as its leader. And they did their best, Joe Biden and Kamala Harris impression, by undemocratically appointing, anointing, handpicking a successor to the prime ministership. And just like Biden and Kamala Harris, they're going to get the licking of their lives in this general election. So Rowley will leave as prime minister without a single achievement in his name. In 10 years, prime minister, other years in politics, this man has created nothing. He has built nothing. He has developed nothing. He leaves a legacy instead of death and destruction. He leaves debt owing money. He leaves a legacy of failure, a legacy of oppression, laziness, greed, bullying, and incompetence. That is his legacy of this person who has built nothing, created nothing, and developed nothing.
Now, viewers, why saying what goes on in the PNM was that party business? Prasad Bisasa raised some of the past news-related matter surrounding Young, such as his ex-stepdaughter and drug charges. Raising some of the matters, Prasad Bisasa said was a dangerous pick for public life. Listen to this.
You know, we have this Minister of Energy being handpicked and anointed. I want you all to remember this. What goes on in the PM, that is their business. But you must respect the democracy and the rule of law. And we should not stomach someone handpicking out his gopher to name him his successor. This man's family links to drug dealing. You remember that? His daughter, stepdaughter, is before the courts on serious criminal charges, Wayne. Serious charges for 15 million in cocaine and marijuana. This should automatically disqualify Stuart Young from any major role in public life. The PNM selected a man with drug-dealing family members to lead them.
Now, Trinidad and Tobago, she stated that he also recused himself from cabinet 173 times for the 2.5 billion for his brother bank NLCB Global Finance. Prasad Bisasa also spoke to the October 10th incident in which Young was overheard using the word Zami, a word meaning lesbian. in Parliament after opposition MP, including Prasad Bisesa, walked out. Young has since rubbished the accusation about him, saying he will not be distracted and that the personalized attack on his family are without merit. He said he looked forward to uniting all citizens of Trinidad and Tobago. Now, viewers, I want you to understand something. Every issue that I am talking about here, if I reach there, you know, first thing people are going to say, oh, Saeed, you talk about young daughter and you talk about young family. I want you to understand something. Everything that was said a few minutes ago were incidents that happened in Trinidad and Tobago that made headline. So it is not about Saeed highlighting something that is not true. It's Saeed bringing the news to you, also coming from the mouth of the opposition leader. You know, people quick, oh, Saeed have credit union running, we'll talk about credit union, they're lending money, we go hit them all the time, go get some money, Match your brakes, take your time. I'm going to stop you in your track one time. Let me stop you in your track one time. Oh, we go hit them at defamation letter. What you just said it? What your lawyer said, defamation? Ask your lawyer if it's in the public domain, yes. Ask your lawyer if it made news headline, yes. So don't launch at Saeed for just refreshing the public on what took place. What about the Prime Minister? Dr. Keith Rowley said, my government is not shutting down Petrotrin. What SPNA said? Don't call me 2 o'clock in the morning and ask me how many going. All going. Remember that? I'll remember that? I'm glad I'll remember that. So ask yourself this question now, TNT. Why is it that the PNM MPs is not showing their support behind Stuart Young? Ask yourself why. Ask yourself why. Is that the correct man for the position to lead Trinidad and Tobago? If the present PNM ministers is not supporting this individual as Stuart Young, who the Prime Minister have selected to be the next Prime Minister of Trinidad and Tobago, and his party members are not supporting him, something is definitely wrong. You know, long time people used to say, boy, there's something in the mortar beside the pestle. What is brewing up? What is brewing up in the mortar? Could somebody say something? We want some PNM MPs or even UNC MPs to come out and enlighten Trinidad and Tobago as to why the PNM MPs is not supporting Stuart Young to be the next Prime Minister. Why? And on another note now, Dr. Rowley said Hines is working for the people of Trinidad and Tobago. Hines is working for the citizens of Trinidad and Tobago. The Prime Minister had the power to go to the President and scrap a merit list of the selection process of the Commissioner of Police before they pick Erla. I'll keep that in mind, you know. Keep in mind that Jaiwanti Ramdas, $3.4 billion gone missing. All your taxpayers' money. Money that could have put medicine in the hospital. Money that could have built schools. Money that could have fixed road. Money that could have supported the citizens of Trinidad and Tobago in social programs. It went missing. Today, Imbut is still sitting as an MP. Today, Central Bank has still not given Jaiwanti Ramdas the authorization to check the check clearance system that caused $3.4 billion to go missing. So I am asking, between Imbut and the central bank governor who have something to hide. I'm asking a question. I'm calling their name and I'm putting them on the spot. Why it is central bank haven't given authorization yet to the individual who is Jaiwati Ramdas, who has to report to Trinidad and Tobago on how the taxpayers' money have been spent by various ministries in Trinidad and Tobago. To this date, we can't get that report. Why? Why? I tell you 2025 different, you know. I'm calling out the central bank governor. Why haven't you given access yet? Because it's your tax money there cooking up there too. It's Trinidad and Tobago citizens' tax money that gone missing. Not the central bank money, not Siot Young money, not the Prime Minister money, not Imbert money. It's the citizens of Trinidad and Tobago money going missing. And you know what, viewers? This just died on right there. It just died on right there and nobody said nothing again. Nobody. Privy Council in London. How come Imbert is not being investigated? But you want to investigate now Jaiwati Ramdas for doing her job. It's stinking sad. That is why I mentioned a few times. You let tongue in all the mouth, or she get up one morning and it can't move. It can't move. And the same thing I said about the office that raised the salary of cabinet ministers. The CPO was part of that. Yeah? They turned their head. They should get up money with the next stiff and can't turn back. I telling all of that on national television. Carry me to court for saying it. All I like to turn head. All the head should have turned one morning and can't straighten back. Trust me. Trust me. I know I saying you know. Terrence Jelsin wanted to play mad. Oh, it have a loud mouth man on TV. And bling, that, the next. One accident and I didn't hear him for a while. And I came right and said, Terrence, how's the man doing? How's the loud mouth man on TV? How's the spiritual man that they have a big mouth? That putting the citizens first. I was the man. I'm glad you learned your lesson. That's what I tell people. When you want to come after side, know the individual you're coming after. Because I don't take threat lightly. I don't. Because I spending my money for this program to benefit the citizens of Trinidad and Tobago, while all they have $3.4 billion gone missing and can't give account for it. It's sad. It's stinking sad. Cola, good night.
Yes, sir. Good night.
Go right ahead, my friend.
Saeed, you see this whole scenario that's playing off with the Prime Minister post there, right? You don't remind you of the Commissioner of Police. You don't remind you of the merit list and everything.
Yes.
All they do by pulling back the merit list and everything.
Correct, yeah.
It's the same thing, you know, misbehavior in public office again. The man just trying to use the loopholes within the law to get your own way. That is just simply what's going on, you know. And let me tell you something. I have an advice to the opposition leader. Let me tell you something, man. Try your best and don't do no mudslinging. You can walk through this election and win the election. You just have to don't do that. Them will fall on their own. You just have to think about the positive and show people what you're going to do for the people. Don't stoop to them level. Sorry, let me tell you something before I go, right? I was reading an article today, and they was telling you that Miss Robinson Regis is the one that going to the MPs to get
with a piece of paper, right? Yes.
You read the article, right?
Yes.
Now, let me tell you something, right? The whole PNM executive saying what Rowley doing is unconstitutional to their constitution in the PNM, right?
Mm-hmm.
And she is the one that going around with Rowley orders to collect signatures. Let me tell you something, right? You see that what she do there? That is a betrayal of the PNM. The PNM executive, that is a betrayal to them. And them have to see fit to make she get the ultimate price of that. You have to punish she politically for that. Because what she doing there, them just trying to fabricate the whole thing to put somebody there, you know. That's the whole situation that's going on there. And let me tell you something, if that was the opposition leader in charge of that party, let me tell you something, she fire people for way less than that.
Yes.
You understand what I'm trying to tell you?
Yeah.
So them have to take action against she, because she's the one trying to mash up that whole thing all going on there. And you ask that question, why did over Stuart Young there? I'm going to tell you the answer to that.
Tell me.
The man don't have the skin color and the man don't have the hair texture for that job, man. Not in that political party. And before I go, right, I have a personal problem with the garbage pick up in my roadside, in Tahadil Road. Since Monday morning, I put out garbage in front of me. The garbage still on watching now, right? What's going on with the corporation and the people? The garbage company that's supposed to be picking up the rubbish in Tahadil Road. What is going on with it?
Let me ask this.
You keep all you want to resign, I have no problem with that, you know. Let me tell you something. Come down to the Shogunas Corporation, hold the mayor hand for Shogunas, and let him go out here now, right? So he's the next waste of time in his whole borough here, right? Saeed, you enjoy your night, right?
Hold on. So is it that the corporation is responsible for it, or is it a garbage contractor?
Who else will be given the contract for the garbage collection company to pick up the rubbish in the area?
Okay. So the garbage company responsible?
Yeah, because they're not picking up the rubbish. Look at your rubbish. All this is Monday morning, so I come back home today for work. I still sit on in front there watching that.
Alright.
So I don't know if I need to tick it up with my vehicle and I'm put it in front of the corporation gate. Because if it remains until tomorrow, even that's what I'm going to do tomorrow, you know.
I will try to get on to Faik or the chairman of the regional corporation and find out what is the problem. I will try to do that for you, my friend.
Alright, no problem, man. You enjoy your night.
Thank you, my friend. So now Trinidad and Tobago. We're going for a short commercial break, but when we come back, Scotland confirmed talk with Chief Justice over State Attorney's security concern. After this.
We'll be right back.
Tired of wasting precious time at the bank applying for a loan, only to be denied? We understand your frustration. Here at Realtor Group of Companies, we take a different approach. Contact Saeed, Managing Director of Realtor Group of Companies and licensed moneylender at 238-6716, 242-7690 or 339-1670. Feel free to visit our office at number 14 Carney Savannah Road, Chaguanas, or number 132 Superior Road, Victoria Village, San Fernando.
When life throws you a curveball and you need a clear path forward, trust Real Talk Wrecking Service to get you back on track. Whether you're stuck on the roadside or dealing with an unexpected breakdown, our 24/7 wrecking service is just one call away. Fast response, reliable towing, and a team that's got your back. At Real Talk Wrecking Service, we don't just tow, we rescue. Real Talk Wrecking Service, your lifeline on the road to recovery.
At Real Talk Studios, we dedicate our time to highlight the blaring issues we face within our community. Catch us live every Wednesday between 7 to 8 p.m. Real Public Concern. Because your concerns are meant to be heard. Send your email to realpublicconcerns@gmail.com.
Welcome back.
So viewers, welcome back to Real Talk. As I said, Real Talk Financing is offering you 5% on fixed deposit for the month of January. Remember that, viewers. Also become members of the Real Talk Credit Union. We are a growing credit union in Trinidad and Tobago. 2 locations, Carolina Savannah Road in Shoguners and 25 Cipero Street in San Fernando. Very soon we will be opening our 3rd branch in Trinidad and Tobago, viewers. Yes, we will be doing that. We are in process of it already. Very soon we're in Guyana. A few months after that, Barbados. 3rd step is in Dubai. I'm a Muslim, so I must open a credit union in a Muslim country. Remember that. Also, those of you having spiritual problems, feel free to contact me, viewers. So let's get this show on the road. Following a second meeting with the Chief Justice and members of the judiciary over safety concerns expressed by a state prosecutor, Minister Keith Scotland confirmed that decision or discussion with DPP Roger Gaspard will take place. Now, on Monday, there was an attempt to ask National Security Minister Fitzgerald Hines when he planned to meet with the judiciary or DPP to discuss those concerns. However, he refused to answer the question. Listen to this.
Mr. Hines, I just had a quick question with respect to concerns at the DPP's office following the murder of Mr. Hector. There have been concerns by some members, some prosecutors about their safety. Any plans to meet with the judiciary or meet with the DPP, sir? They're concerned about their lives. Yeah.
Imagine Trinidad and Tobago. That is the Minister of National Security. And a question poses to the Minister of National Security concerning judiciary, concerning security being provided for them. You know the man walk off? The man walk off like he's some kind of king. The man walk off like, I swear to God, the man dumb. I swear to God, the man can't talk. I swear to God, the man can't hear. And that is what we call a minister. That's how they perform as minister. You see, when power hit them, automatically they just get deaf. Automatically they just get dumb. And automatically they just feel that they're untouchable. That's what I feel. You know that nobody can stop them. They're too big. But let me tell you something. When they go in the market, they're eating the same dal, rice, and duck and bust up shut. Yeah, them kind of people so. I tell you, 25 are out for yeah, you know. You see, them kind of people so, them kind of human being who would have in Trinidad with a little power to the head and feel nobody better than them. That's why they call them, they should get dumb. They should get deaf. They should run off the road. I am the oldest man in Trinidad and Tobago will represent the citizens and the poor man of this country, while them so feel like touching cloud 9. They're touching cloud 9. A simple question posed to a minister by a reporter. He get dumb. He get deaf. He can't speak. The next morning, them so should get up dumb and deaf. They're quite telling all you, and not putting water and in my mouth and not apologizing. And not in 25. Not in 25. Because for big, hard-back man as ministers, that is what they carry on like a 3-year-old child who can't talk. Boy, you making joke. 25, a prep for you. This is your chunk, not your chunk. But give all that $3.4 billion. There's only one time you get a missing smile, you know. Only one time. Now, yesterday, Minister of National Security, Keith Scotland, confirmed that he will be reaching out to the Director of Public Prosecution as to an issue and would look to see how best we can give assurance and assistance. Listen to this.
I will be reaching out to the Director of Public Prosecutions as to any issues, because, as the Honorable Prime Minister said, once it is reasonable and requests are met, we would look to see how best, we can give assurances and assistance.
So Trinidad and Tobago, DCP, pleased with SOE progress, but says more work needed. While he is pleased with a noticeable slowdown in the murder rate for 2025, Deputy Commissioner of Police in charge of Operation Junior Benjamin says more work is underway in achieving crime-fighting goals, particularly in a state of emergency, the SOE. He said that the TTPS will be dealing with the root cause of crime and is expecting that once we do those things correctly, consistently, we will see a reduction in crime during the SOE. Listen to this.
So we really are taking the opportunity as well to see how we can work on our customer service and also to see how we can ensure follow-up in terms of reports and that sort of thing. So it is a twofold thing where we're dealing with the reduction of crime, but we're also dealing with the fear of crime as well. We are open and more or less expecting that once we do those things correctly, consistently, we are going to see not just a reduction in the crime situation during the SOE, but even after it.
Trinidad and Tobago listeners, update. Works and Transport Minister Rohan Sinanan has just provided a brief insight into today's Central Executive Council meeting. Asked if there was any topic on the leadership of Stuart Young, Sinanan said the meeting did not deal with that. So what meeting they had then today? If they didn't have that as a meeting, or the number one priority, what was the council meeting about? He responded by saying, God bless, was a response from the National Security Minister, Fisher Hines, when asked for an update about the meeting. Many other members have so far been mum over what transpired at the meeting.
Ministers, any updates? I mean, we've been waiting here for some time. Can you provide us with the latest information at least?
Yes, we just finished Central Executive meeting and it was wonderful.
In terms of topics raised, anything pertaining to the leadership of Stuart Young and any potential fallout?
Central X doesn't deal with that.
Who deals with that exactly?
Have a wonderful evening, everybody.
Trinidad and Tobago, big meeting. Big meeting, and you mean to say as ministers, you cannot give citizens of Trinidad and Tobago a hint of what the meeting was about? I mean, oh gosh man, 41 MPs and nobody have nothing to say. Is it a hush-hush meeting? What was a little detail of the meeting? Why was the meeting held? What was the cause of the meeting? What were topics of the meeting? Let's set a ghost meet and have a ghost discussion then. You know, they say that ghost gangs in Trinidad. Well, I believe it's a set a ghost meet to have a ghost meeting. You're not serious. It's a sad thing. So just a little update on this, viewers. There is no gun amnesty in place at this time. This is because Regulation 11 of the Emergency Power Regulation 2024 is not yet operational, as the amnesty period has not been prescribed. The Attorney General and the Minister of National Security have also assured that no action will be taken to activate the regulation over the next 7 days. Assurance was given on January 7 to the Attorney General or to Attorney General Ramdeen by the Chamber Director of the Attorney General Secretary De Souza. Now, Ramdeen issued a pre-action protocol letter challenging Regulation 11, which provides immunity from prosecution for individuals surrounding firearm, ammunition, or explosive during prescribed amnesty period. According to the regulation, no person who surrenders any firearm, ammunition, or explosion during any period that is prescribed and otherwise in accordance with an order to surrender shall be prosecuted under the Firearm Act or regulation for illegal purchasing, acquiring, or possession of such firearm, ammunition, or explosive prior to the time of such surrender or any of that time. So Trinidad and Tobago, that regulation is not effective. It is not effective. So if police hold you, and you know police know who have firearm, police know who have ammunition. Hey, hear this now. The amount, I just ask myself sometime, all this information, all the intelligence that the intelligence unit is gathering, when are they going to start to execute this knowledge? This intelligence. When are they going to start working on it? When? It's sad, you know. It's sad. Trinidad and Tobago, hear this now, hear this now, hear this now. It's too much. It is too much of chaos for 1.4 million people. Too much. But nevertheless, Allah said to pray. Allah said to pray. Viewers, we are out of time for tonight, but nevertheless, there's a live programming. Tomorrow night will be live also. The night after that will be live. I am Saieed Ali. This is Real Talk. Remember, 5% on fixed deposit, viewers, for the month of January. Interest up front. Remember that. Only at Real Talk Financing. Until we meet again, good night.